When I look this. So what I did, comrade, I decided to do a research myself. I take one, randomly. I look at this young man here, Juan Francisco Sandoval Alfaro of Guatemala. Comrade, I have something I want to share with you when we talk about this corruption business. What we talk about, I want to share something with you now. I'm going to put this on the screen now for now. I want to see this. It has to do with the champions of corruption, where Francis Ben Kaifala was awarded because of Maria Briwa. I want you guys to see this. And then I say, you know what's in? When I look this. So what I did, comrade, I decided to do a research myself. I take one, randomly. I look at this young man here, Juan Francisco Sandoval Alfaro of Guatemala. I say, okay, Guatemala, this is a country that is, infested with crime, drugs and all of that kind of stuff. They were in a rough country, them way, man, in the, for them to take people in life, them in government positions, it's easy. All you need, then drug cartel, no more, and this and that, they would eliminate you. So this guy was one of the people, like I would give Francis Ben Kaifala award for saying they fight corruption. When I look at her, I want to see this Sierra Leone, because Francis Ben Kaifala should summon the a bank governor at this particular point in time. It should be investigated for bribery. There is no good way to bribery. Bribery is a bad word. Bribery is a terrible thing. Anything that is bribery is the essence of why we get anti-corruption commission. So we are going to see if Francis Ben Kaifala, with all of these awards that he's been given, as one of the people where they fight corruption, the anti-corruption champions of the world. Yeah? So what I do? I compare this guy. I see what this guy do when make this guy the award and this award here. So now I research on the guy. Comrade and Cashbox, let me show you now what I find out. What did this guy do? How distinctive this guy in your accomplishments is so different from Francis Ben Kaifala, who was never gone after Marabio, Fatima Bio, Chief Minister David Francis at the time, the Finance Minister, for all the violations that they were involved in. This guy, this was what I was able to find about this guy. When I look what's in this guy, why I didn't go after this guy, Comrade Kocha and Cashbox. I'm going to read this. And this is an indictment on Francis Ben Kaifala. And this is the shame and disgrace that we've been talking about and everything. So let me put this on the screen. That bolder phone and I want to see. We're talking about this guy, Sandoval. When I look at Sandoval. I saw his name now, Sandoval. That puts me on. We put me there. Matter of fact, they put your picture on the screen first, guys. Let me see this thing fine. Juan Francisco Sandoval Alfaro, Guatemala. The guy where they fight corruption. Now, when I look at his story now. Let's read the story together. Arrest warrants issued. Let's put we picture in the back. Arrest warrants issued for ousted anti-corruption prosecutor Sandoval. Let's read this. I say, what's this guy do? What's in this way go after the government? So who they fight corruption? So they chase out the kind of chase up. Last Friday, after accusations made by Guatemala's Attorney General, a Guatemalan court issued an arrest warrant for Juan Francisco Sandoval, former head of the Special Prosecutor's Office Against Impunity. So this guy was the former head of the Anti-Corruption Commission, like Guatemala, where they fired and the government fired him. Why? The warrants came just a day after Attorney General Consuelo Porras announced that she was launching an investigation into the former prosecutor for leaking confidential information. So this guy actually, in investigations, the way he say not to go anywhere, what he did against the government, he leaked some of this information them out to the public, so the public would see how is that a crime? Why you for prosecute him if you're really fighting corruption? Now, leaked, information. Ousted in July, Sandoval fled to the U.S. after his abrupt and illegal dismissal, fearing his safety. Now, the warrant charges Sandoval with the crimes of breach of duty and obstruction of justice. Consuelo Porras explained that Sandoval broke the law by sharing allegations that the president of Guatemala accepted a bribe from Russian businessmen, violating his right to a fair pre-trial as established in the Guatemalan constitution. Now say, this guy actually deserves a champion of anti-corruption. He go after the president where appoints and where they work for.
Absolutely.
So how can they compare this with Francis Ben Kaifala?
It creates.
When you go to the African Express, Cashbox, look at it right here. Yeah. And behind this, right. I can go back. We look at all the first lady receiving 30 billion, the president receiving this. Massive corruption. Francis Ben Kaifala should not be on the same pedestal as this guy. Sandoval. Francis Ben Kaifala not deserve for day amongst these anti-corruption champions. And this takes me to the list of people of countries them. And this is a live for another day, Comrade and Cashbox. But this I only show and foresee Francis Ben Kaifala should do the right thing by opening up an investigation right now into the bank governor.
Ibrahim. I'm sorry to say this. You know what we're going to do here. If we want kind of like keep ourselves sane, if we want kind of like be justice, let we do justice to the people of Salone. Let we know, yes, we can say it, but let we not waste time on that. You know why I'm saying this? This guy, we should just point out some of these things that are so wrong. Because I guarantee you, and today marked Thanksgiving, you kind of like, come back to me and say this. The day when they go interview Francis Ben Kaifala regarding this bank governor, you know what he go tell me? He go tell me, say, oh, the bank governor be just kind of like mean something. People that misunderstand the bank governor in language. But it failed for realize, say, the language itself is very shameful, untimely, disgraceful. It just not conducive for we country. But I guarantee you, it will say exactly this, that people misunderstood the bank governor. I guarantee you. Right. So, just like what you say, Guatemala, this is not the guy that we need for thought and pass with now we country. It would never happen. This guy, but it don't defend David Francis. It don't defend the Ministry of Finance. It don't defend UDAS, FIU. It don't defend the First Lady. It don't defend the President. Really, Ibrahim, let's just, move ahead.
It don't defend the Education Minister.
Exactly.
It depends. This present finance minister defend him. This one they appoint something. You see, what you talk, Ibrahim? Like that, the state is job for this government. We are just keeping our records. There's nothing really change. When I talk of cartel, we keep the record. They're not a topic of discussion because whenever we see, the problem. I don't say what's making it heal because even under BC, the parliament in the aid and a bit. Let me tell you something, Ibrahim. For every bribery and corruption, when they charge you na police for bribe, they say that for bribery and corruption.
Right.
So as a bribe, I don't corrupt you.
Right.
So it not get up to any bribery and corruption because corruption is begin for corrupt the way they accept bribe.
Matter of fact, if not China this Monday, then they kill him. Public execution. Instantly. For bribery. That is how bad what's in this man talk about so for bribe people. When that creates the problem, Cashbox. They don't actually solve it. They then create the problem. They machinate the problem. And now then they bribe themselves. Then they pay themselves back. Then they take the money. They go keep on a house. Then the bank governor call them back. He can't pay them. Say, give me the money. Yeah, $1 million for 10 billion.
Absolutely.
Before I left from my phone, they go 15%. Let me just say this to you, Ibrahim.
Yes, sir.
If in our first 10, it's not a prophet, we not prophet them under this generation. We don't say, all those who don't talk, but the tell people say one day, someday, sometime, they go member of statement them, and then they can't to pass.
Yes.
We started saying things almost 3 years ago. We say now they can forecast things alone. We have said this. Last other man say money don't on the bank. We say they get forecast so the reason why make money on the bank. Now they don't show me so.
Exactly.
They bribe 68.5 million. Now you don't show me so.
Exactly.
We say they get for the reason money on the bank.
Exactly.
So the reason why money on the bank. Now you don't show me so today. They get for bribe $68.5 million for letting them get the money. Ibrahim, let me tell you something. There are more to come.
More to come.
You are there.
Sure.
Now, hacking any packages, I don't play hacking. But this hacking for run down through the Parliament of Sierra Leone is disgrace to we. The entire Parliament, especially the opposition party, then a disgrace to we. If it today, Saloon, food the trigger, today, then they kill play, they do all they can't here. This bank government, they go talk, say, they bribe people, the Parliament contribute. Because if they don't call it last year, I can't explain to me how money to the bank. So I'm saying, we're not for to this speaker.
Yeah.
They are about to
come.
Thank you. Yeah. Matter of fact, that would have prevented even getting to this point. Because what did that before do Cashbox? If we bring confidence within the system now.
Absolutely.
Cashbox, people for saying nothing, the Parliament is working. They do their oversight.
Exactly.
And every don't get parliamentary, they know about that committee. They are not doing that job.
Comrade, you owe the people that you need for go charge your phone. You cannot leave us alone. And but you see, Ibrahim, going back to that point, you know, the confidence is what this guy, you know, the use of word, we're using word now, bribery. Look, the confidence is not in the country. How many years we don't talk about confidence? How many years? How many years we've been saying the same thing? It's just like what I'm coming to say. You know, if now we not be prophets, like we church, you're all full up.
Bad.
Because all these things where they befall we now, we've been saying it.
Absolutely.
Now this make be the tell people that some people are not allowing that we sing 10 pounder. Because if we sing 10 pounder, it will affect our lives then.
Cashbox.
48 million, you
Cashbox.
waste up.
Tell me about investor confidence to Sierra Leone listening to the bank governor. Tell me about investor confidence.
Just the word I have to bribe for make people and bring the money into the system. Alone, Ibrahim, you put yourself like that investor in position. Just like you're a millionaire in the making.
That's not.
Get you money. Yeah, come in, please.
Based on what we get in a saloon, we get a lot of things attached to investment. If you then put like confidence in governance, security, then get financial security, then get political security. If the systems are in place, they don't say they get a financial security. You need to remember saying plus to go up. You know, it's not need for gold, and they're not for cam. Like
Absolutely.
All the cam, like going on this, so go for go to cam. Like they're not for gold. Put systems in place. You know,
Come in, China, the president, you know, left China for like 600 and odd something odd days. You know, left China. But yet still, people keep going to China.
Yeah.
You know, left China. One, some man will say China. But we get what it take